The ocean is the biggest subject and the biggest character in natural history filming is David Attenborough. There's never been a more important time to make a film about the ocean that could really change the outcome of whether the ocean dies or whether it thrives.
It doesn't get more exciting than this feature film. It's the dream project, fronted by the biggest man in the industry and funded by groups of people who just want to save the ocean and make a huge difference.
The ocean is always the hardest place to make a wildlife film.
We're trying to film the changing planet, and we're filming it during an El Niño year, and what that means is even bigger storms, more unpredictable seasons, so that adds a layer on top.
We're trying to show things that are happening in the ocean that people have never seen before, and they haven't seen that stuff before because it's really difficult to show it.
David's made films about the ocean his entire life, but I don't think he's ever really told the story of the changes in the ocean and what can happen into the future.
The ocean is being hit by humanity, whether it's pollution, plastic, mining. But there is one thing that is just greater than all of them put together, in my view, and that's too much industrial fishing.
Damaging fishing equipment, things like trawling and dredging, are really affecting significant parts of our ocean and the fish populations that we depend on to eat.
You speak to David about the ocean and about this film. He is very much of the opinion there is no more important place on Earth than the ocean. It is the most important place for all of our survival, every species, including our own.
Right now, we all face the climate change crisis. People are beginning to understand the scale of what that crisis might look like. But it's only going to intensify, and it's going to intensify very, very quickly.
The point of making this film right now is we've got just a few years to really turn things around in the ocean. The dual impacts of overfishing and climate change have pushed a lot of ocean habitats to the brink. But crucially, it's also at the moment when we're seeing some of the greatest recovery in certain parts of the ocean where community-led initiatives have protected parts of the ocean and it's bounced back to life.
We were filming around millions of laysan and black-footed albatross. You're talking about species that have recovered from 2% of their original population back to 98%. It was the easiest thing to quickly show protection really works.
We can change our attitude towards fishing and how we fish the ocean at the stroke of the pen. We banned whaling internationally, and whales bounce back. That is the easiest and simplest way to revive our ocean.
If you protect a relatively smaller part of the ocean, it can help a much bigger area recover. And as those species bounce back, they spill over outside of the protected area, repopulating other parts of the sea as well. That's the way that communities can carry on catching fish whilst leaving a significant area protected to recover.
In 10 years' time, if we carry on down the road we are, it can become so depleted that it stops to function as an ecologically viable habitat. It can die. And if it dies, the consequences to all of us are catastrophic.
This film can show very clearly that there are two really clear solutions to conserving our ocean. Protect a third and stop the most destructive fishing methods like bottom trawling.
If we do what this film says we must do, in 5 years' time, we would see huge change.
Our ocean is in crisis, but there's also a funding crisis.
Ocean conservation just doesn't receive enough money.
Of all of the different sustainable development goals, the oceans receives by far the lowest level of funding. The incredible thing that 10% for the Ocean is doing is trying to get people or governments to put more money into protecting the ocean.
We can make huge, huge differences. And that's why we so support this charity.
It's raising the importance of the ocean in the ways that you're able to do it. It might be donating money to a charity that's helping protect the ocean, or even just thinking about the type of seafood you eat and fish.
The combination of billions of people just making a small change has huge, huge power.
Ultimately, this is a story of hope. If we look at those two big simple solutions and make these changes, we have the capacity to live with an ocean that is more full of life than anyone alive has ever known.
If we can save the ocean, help the ocean do its job, we all have a better chance of seeing a brighter future.